Yeah, myself, Satish Kumar. I'm presently working as a senior assistant professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, New Horizon College, Engineering, Bangalore. So today I'm going to talk about control system using MATLAB. So I think you are all new to this subject, right? Or familiar? Anyone can answer?
New to the subject, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone new to the subject, control system using MATLAB. So first is what is control system? So first we'll discuss what is control system. There are two types of control system, open loop system and closed loop control system. And then we'll talk about transfer function, then time response analysis, root locus. These are the techniques, Bode plot for finding the stability, Nyquist state space approach. So this is the outline of today's presentation. So coming to the control system, so we'll talk about first system. So when a number of elements or components which are connected in a sequence to perform a specific function, then such a group of elements or components is known as system. So in a system, any system, if the output quantity is controlled by varying the input quantity, then it is called as control system, right? By varying the input quantity, if output quantity is controlled, then it is named as control system. So here what is output quantity? Here output quantity is controlled variable or response, and the input quantity is called as command signal or excitation. So this is the definition of control system. And there are two types of control system, open loop control system and closed loop control system. So first we'll talk about open loop control system. So coming to the definition of open loop control system, any physical system which does not automatically correct in its output. So here the output is not controllable, right? Which is called as open loop system. So you can say in other words, a control system in which the output quantity has no effect upon the input quantity is called open loop control system. Here it is shown the block diagram, the open loop control system, the input which is generally denoted with the letter R and the output denoted with the letter C, where G of S is the plant transfer function, right? So G of S is the transfer function, which is the Laplace transform of output by Laplace transform of input. So here the output is C of S. Here the output and input I mentioned in S domain, not in time domain. So we have a technique, Laplace transform technique. I think you studied, I am not aware, in your mathematics comes, engineering mathematics. Laplace transform is a technique which converts time domain signal to the S domain. The time domain also is continuous time domain signal, right? The Laplace transform is a technique which converts continuous time domain signal to S domain. So here the numerator are in S domain, that is output and input. So G of S is the transfer function, open loop transfer function, that is C of S. So here the output quantity has no effect upon the input quantity. That is the drawback. Now come to the closed loop control system. In closed loop control system, the output which has an effect upon the input quantity in such a manner that we can get the desired output value. So which is known as closed loop control system. So here the block diagram is shown, right? Input is R of S, which is in S domain, and output is in C of S, which is also in S domain. So whereas G of S is the forward block transfer function. You can see the arrow. The arrows are given in forward direction, right? If you look at the H of S is the feedback block transfer function. The see the arrow direction, which is opposite to the forward direction, the H of S arrow direction. And this H of S is the feedback block, which is negative feedback signal. And you can see the circle with cross, that is named as summing point. The input is plus and the feedback is negative. So this is the negative feedback closed loop control system. Okay. And similar to that, there is a positive feedback control system also. There are more advantages with the negative feedback control system. So most of the control systems are negative feedback control system. And if you find the gain, that is overall gain, C of S by R of S. What is mean by gain? The gain is nothing but output by input. In general, the gain is output by input. So here in control system, the same gain is called as transfer function. So C of S by R of S is the transfer function. We call it as transfer function. So if you derive it, you have to remember this formula. C of S by R of S is equals to G of S whole divided by 1 plus G of S H of S. So what is G of S? G of S is the forward block transfer function, and H of S is the feedback block transfer function. Okay. And come to the transfer function. What is the definition of transfer function? It is defined as ratio of Laplace transform of output to the Laplace transform of input. So here one assumption I am considering. I am assuming that initial conditions are 0. While defining the transfer function, the initial conditions are 0. I am assuming. So that is one disadvantage here. Okay. So what is Laplace transform? Laplace transform is a technique which converts a continuous time domain signal to the S domain. And in MATLAB, so what is MATLAB? MATLAB stands for Matrix Laboratory. So it is a 4th generation high level programming language, which is invented by the scientist Claude Moller. Okay. MATLAB, it stands for Matrix Programming, Matrix Laboratory. So it deals with all the matrices only. Okay. So in MATLAB, for finding the transfer function, the command is TF. So here the numerator and denominator, which is in polynomial in S domain. I will give you the example. I will show you the example in MATLAB also. So the MATLAB command here for finding the transfer function, SYS is equals to TF brackets NUM. NUM stands for numerator polynomial and DEN stands for denominator polynomial. Okay, I will show you the example in MATLAB. So coming to the next, this is the example. So G of S is given one example, transfer function 3 into S plus 1 into S plus 5 all divided by 2 into S plus 2 into S plus 7 into S plus 3. So I am just expanding the numerator and denominator. So the numerator polynomial is second order, that is 3s square plus 18s plus 15. And denominator polynomial is S power 4, that is 4th order polynomial. S power 4 plus 12s cube plus 41s square plus 42s. Here constant is not there. So this numerator and denominator I am typing in the MATLAB, only coefficients, right? NUM is the variable and MATLAB, it is a case sensitive. So the capital letters is different from small letters. So here I use all the small letters. NUM, this is a variable. NUM is equals to the numerator polynomial. So 3, 18, 15, the coefficients, numerator polynomial coefficients only entered. And similarly DEN, that is denominator polynomial. DEN is the variable, MATLAB variable. I name it as DEN in short. Equals to, and denominator is 4th order polynomial. So coefficients only you need to enter. So 1, S power 4 coefficient is 1 and S cube coefficient is 12. S square coefficient is 41. S coefficient is 42 and there is no constant 0. And if you observe that the numerator NUM sentence and DUN sentence at the end, I put semicolon. So in MATLAB, this semicolon suppresses the output. That is, it won't display in the command window. I will show you that. So, and finding the transfer function, the MATLAB command is TF. TF of NUM comma DEN. That is numerator polynomial comma denominator polynomial. And PZ map, this is pole 0 map. This command is pole 0. So in this transfer function, the numerator represents the zeros and denominator represents the poles. So that I am going to find out by using this command PZ MAP, and SYS is the transfer function. Okay. So next, coming to the next topic, time response analysis. See, we in control system, why the time response analysis is, which is a behavior with respect to time for a specified input signals. There are some standard test signals are there, like step signal, ramp signal, parabola signal, impulse signal, sinusoidal signal. These are all standard test input signals. So I am testing the control system by giving these test input signals. I am checking how the control system is behaves in the real time, right? By testing with these tested input signals, right? So there are basically two parts, the time response analysis. One is transient response and steady state response. So you can see in the figure here, the input signal I given here, step input signal. This is unit step continuous time input signal. And the time response. The response here, since I am giving here step input signal, the response is step response, right? Since the input is step input signal, the response corresponding to the step input signal is step response. That is time response. Here it is shown. And which is divided into two parts, that is transient response and steady state response. So what is mean by transient response? So if you look at the transient part, which is oscillatory, you can see the diagram, the second diagram. The transient part is oscillatory, which is either or over damped, and which is characterized, this transient part, which is characterized by some parameters, which are maximum overshoot, rise time, peak time, and settling time. I will show you in the MATLAB also. And if you come into the steady state part, the steady state part indicates the system accuracy in terms of how effectively the output signal match with the input signal. Okay. This is the time response analysis. And these are the some of the MATLAB commands for time response. I told there are 4 standard test input signals, which are step input signal, ramp input signal, impulse input signal, and parabola. There in MATLAB, there are no MATLAB commands for finding the parabola response, right? Parabola and then ramp. Only 2 MATLAB commands are there, which are for finding the impulse response and step response. So here I put only those commands, impulse and step. So up to this, any doubts? So I will go to the MATLAB window. So hope everyone seeing the MATLAB screen. So here,
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Yeah, visible. Thank you. So here, this is the MATLAB version 2018A, and this is the editor window. So you can write a programs here. If it is a small programs, you can just write type it in the command window. So this is the command window. You can see here command window, it noted. You can, if it is a small short line programs, you can type it in the command window and check in the output in the command window itself. In case if it is a more number of commands, more number of lines, then you can use the script file, that is MATLAB script file editor window. So here you can type the commands. Okay. So CLC, the CLC stands for clear the screen. So clear the command window screen. This MATLAB command CLC in description is clear the screen and clear all. So clear all in case if any previously stored variables are there in the command window or workspace, right? Those variables all will clear if you type this command clear all. And numerator, I am defining the numerator polynomial and denominator. So numerator is only constant 10. So numerator 10 and semicolon. Semicolon, it suppresses the output. It won't display in the command window. And denominator polynomial. So 1, these are coefficients. Denominator polynomial coefficients. S cube plus 7s square plus 10s plus 10. And I am finding
Sorry for the interruption, sir. Your voice is not audible.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Now it's clear, sir.
Yeah. I remove the headphones. So step response. For finding the step response in MATLAB, the command is STEP and brackets. There is a difference between this bracket and this bracket, right? So you have to follow carefully. This is bracket, this is parenthesis. So first step parenthesis and then semicolon grid. So grid, if you give the command grid, then I will show you the plot. So, and last command step info. So I told just now the transient part, the parameters for the transient response is maximum overshoot, rise time, peak time, and settling time. So all these values we can get it from this command by using this MATLAB command, the step info. So all the information related to the step response we can get it. Okay. Clicking this icon, you can run this program. Right. So here a figure window is open. You can see this is the step response. This is the step response. And the details of step response like rise time, settling time minimum value, maximum value, and maximum overshoot, peak overshoot, undershoot, and the peak value and peak time. All these we can get it from by using this command. Right? See here, all the lines I put semicolon except last one. Right? Except last line, all the lines are I put at the end semicolon. See, in the command window, only the step info only I displayed. That is the S info only displayed. So suppose if I remove the semicolon for the system transfer function. So I remove the semicolon for this sentence. Now I am saving and running the same program again. Now we can check. Now it is displayed SYS1 also in the command window. in the command window, it displayed SYS1 also, that is transfer function. So transfer function is numerator is 10, constant, right? And denominator is S cube polynomial, S cube plus 7S square plus 10S plus 10. So this semicolon suppresses the output. If you put semicolon, it suppresses the output, it won't show in the command window. Right? If you don't put the semicolon, then that result displays in the command window. So this is the step response. So likewise, you can do for impulse response also. Okay. So here are the MATLAB commands. So already shared this PPT to the Arun sir. So he will share this one to all you. So you just practice with all these remaining MATLAB commands also. So the description also I given. So I shown now one step SYS. So similarly, you can try with impulse SYS, impulse n comma d, where n and d are numerator and denominator polynomials. In case if the number of transfer functions are there, multiple transfer functions are there, so you can use the third row, impulse SYS1, SYS2, so on. Similarly, for finding the step response for multiple transfer function or LTI. So the word LTI stands for linear time invariant. A system which satisfies the linearity property and time invariant property is known as LTI system. Okay. So what is mean by linearity? So linearity is based on the principle of superposition concept. So if the superposition is satisfied, linearity is satisfied. And time invariant property. What is meant by time invariant property? If input changes, suppose for some time, 5 seconds, the input changes, the corresponding output also changes by same amount of time, then it is known as time invariant. Okay. A system which satisfies both linearity property and time invariant property, which is known as LTI system. So all these are all LTI system, linear time invariant systems. Okay. So next, come to the root locus. So root locus is a technique to find out the stability. So I told the numerator of the transfer function are zeros, and the denominator of the transfer function are poles. In the S-plane, the poles and zeros should lie in the left hand side of the S-plane, right? All the poles and zeros for the given transfer function should lie on the left hand side of the S-plane. If any pole or zero lies on the right hand side of the S-plane, then it is unstable. Then such a control system is unstable. Okay. All the poles and zeros of a control system transfer function should lie in the left hand side of the S-plane. So this one of the technique, this is root locus is the one of the technique to find out the stability. This is a graphical method which was first introduced by Evans in the year of 1948. It is a graphical method. So which this analyzes the stability and as well as the transient response of a system. How these poles and zeros are moving in the S-plane. Okay. And in the previous slide, in the closed loop transfer function, right? Here if you see that this is the closed loop transfer function, you have to remember, I told you to remember. So C of S by R of S, which is G of S whole divided by 1 plus G of S H of S. The denominator represents the characteristic equation. Okay. 1 plus G of S H of S is equals to 0. That is the characteristic equation. Now, this root locus only for closed loop system. We can apply the root locus technique only for closed loop control system, not for open loop control system. Remember, the root locus technique you can apply only for closed loop control system. Okay. So this stability of a closed loop system we can determine from the location of the roots of the characteristic equation. So what are the roots of the characteristic equation? 1 plus g of s h of s is equals to 0. So if you find the roots of this equation, you will get the poles for the transfer function, right? Since the denominator for the transfer function represents poles. So poles are represented with the cross and zeros are represented with circle. And there is a gain, forward path gain k in the numerator for the transfer function. So these locus of root locus are locus of roots of the characteristic equation. You can observe by changing the gain from 0 to infinity. Okay. And I will show you the MATLAB commands for finding the root locus. So these are the MATLAB commands for root locus. The simple command are locus sys. So sys is the transfer function. So which is the single input, single output. SISO stands for single input, single output. And LTI stands for linear time invariant. So here the transfer function SYS is single input, single output LTI model. Okay. And these are the different MATLAB commands for finding the root locus. So I will show you one example for root locus and you try for remaining MATLAB commands. So I just typed a small program for finding the root locus. See, first line, same, CLC clears the screen, clear all the variables. See, now this is the second program I am typing, I am checking, right? So all these variables are already stored in the MATLAB command window as well as workspace. So when I type the clear all, when I press the clear all, I will show you. So CLC, I typed in the command window. Now it clears the screen. And clear all. If I type the clear all command, then all the variables stored in the workspace, MATLAB workspace. So what is workspace? In the MATLAB, all these variables stored in the workspace directory with the values, dimensions, everything. And the numerator polynomial 103, that is s square plus 3. And denominator polynomial s square plus 4s plus 0. Constant is 0. So I am finding the transfer function. TF is the MATLAB command. And to find out the root locus, R locus is the MATLAB command and SYS is the transfer function. Okay. So I am saving this program and running. So to run the MATLAB program, press F5 or green arrow button. So I'm clicking this icon, green arrow. So you can see transfer function, I didn't put semicolon. So that's why it is displayed in the command window. And the root locus plot, I told this is a graphical method. And the poles are represented with cross. So here in the x-axis, that is the 0 axis, the 2 poles are there. For this transfer function, 2 poles, because the denominator polynomial is second order. The denominator polynomial is second order, so you will get 2 roots. That is 2 poles. And the numerator also second order, so 2 zeros. So it is a 2-pole, 2-0 transfer function. Right? The poles are represented with cross in the 0 axis. And the zeros are represented with circle. So there are 2 zeros. And the root locus for this transfer function is shown here. Okay. So here I didn't given the value of k. What is k? K is the gain. So by varying the k, so here k is some value. Gain is 1.2. If we place the cursor here, anywhere on the root locus, it displays all the values. What is the pole, gain, damping, overshoot, frequency. And if I display here somewhere, gain is here 1.14. Here, if I display, the gain is 0.0804. The gain k is varying. The gain k is varying from 0 to infinity. So by varying the gain k from 0 to infinity, we can draw the root locus. Okay. And all these poles will end at the zeros only. Here the gain is 42.7. Here the gain is 12.7. Okay. So you try with remaining MATLAB commands for root locus. So I shown with one example. So I given here description also. You just try. Do try. So next technique, Bode plot. This technique is also to find out the stability of the control system. And the previous technique, root locus, which is applicable only for finding the stability to the closed loop control system. Whereas Bode plot, we can apply for open loop as well as closed loop. So Bode plot, we can apply for both. We can apply for finding the stability for open loop control system as well as closed loop control system. But this Bode plot, you can, by using this Bode plot, we can determine the stability in frequency domain only. Okay, what is frequency domain? S is equals to j omega, where omega is the angular frequency. Time domain and frequency domain. Okay. So you have to substitute in the transfer function wherever S is, substitute S is equals to j omega. J into omega. Then you will get the transfer function in frequency domain. Okay. And the Bode plot consists of two plots, two graphs. One is magnitude plot and second one is phase plot. So how the magnitude plot? The magnitude plot is a plot between magnitude of the sinusoidal transfer function versus log omega. See, we are drawing the previous root locus technique, we can draw on the normal graph sheet. But here, the Bode plot, you have to draw only on the semi-log sheet. Semi-log sheet, okay? One axis is logarithmic scale and the other axis is linear scale. The y-axis I am considering here linear scale and the x-axis is logarithmic scale. So that's why it is named as semi-log scale, semi-log sheet. The magnitude plot is the magnitude of sinusoidal transfer function versus log omega. Log omega. The x-axis is logarithmic scale. And whereas second plot, that is second graph, phase plot. So phase plot is the phase angle of sinusoidal transfer function versus log omega. Okay. So I will show you in the MATLAB also how the Bode plot looks. So these are the sum of the Bode plot commands, MATLAB commands. The simple one, Bode, BODE, in parenthesis SYS. So it draws the Bode plot of the LTI model and the frequency range and the number of points which are coming, which are shown automatically. So if you want to separate the numerator and denominator, so Bode of NUM comma DEN, that is numerator polynomial and denominator polynomial. Okay. So you try with all these MATLAB commands. So I will show you with one example in MATLAB. So CLC, I hope no doubts up to till now. If you have any doubts, you can interrupt, no issues. So CLC clears the screen. So clear all, it clears all the variables stored in the workspace and numerator 4. And denominator having two polynomials, two second order, that is s square plus 2s, this is one polynomial, and s square plus 2s plus 10. These two I am multiplying, this convolution, this is the convolve operator. The denominator I will show you, otherwise I will delete the semicolon. Okay, so I will run this program. See, here is the transfer function, which is fourth order. The denominator is fourth order. The denominator is fourth order, and numerator is only constant 4. The denominator is, this is one second order polynomial, this is another second order polynomial. These two polynomials both are multiplying. So I use convol, CONV MATLAB command for multiplying the polynomials. So you'll get denominator total fourth order polynomial. Okay. And TF is the MATLAB command to find out the transfer function, and N is the numerator polynomial and D is the denominator polynomial. So to draw the Bode plot, command is BODE SYS. And the grid stands for, if you type the grid, so here it gives the grid lines. You can see the grid lines. And I told Bode plot consisting of two graphs. One is magnitude plot and second one is phase plot. And these two plots are drawn in the semi-log sheet. That is, x-axis is logarithmic scale. You can see here 10 power minus 1, 10 power 0, 10 power 1, 10 square. Why 10? Anyone? The logarithmic base is 10. That's why here base is, since the logarithmic base is 10, so 10 power minus 1, 10 power 0, 10. So each is 10 divisions. And this is a Bode plot, magnitude plot and phase plot. So if you place the cursor anywhere, you will get the details. That is, at this point, the frequency and magnitude. At this point, the frequency and magnitude. So similarly, if you place the cursor on the phase plot, at this point, the frequency and the angle in degrees, minus 232 degrees. This is angle is minus 346 degrees, and frequency corresponding to the 16.5 radian per second. So in MATLAB, you just type the command BODE, you'll get the Bode plot. But manually, if you have to draw, there is some procedure is there. You have to, some steps are there. You have to follow the steps and draw the Bode plot in the semi-log sheet. Okay. And Bode plot you can apply for both open loop system as well as closed loop control system. I'm coming back to the presentation. And next technique, Nyquist plot. So this is also one of the stability technique to find out the stability of a control system. This is also for applicable only to closed loop control system. We are finding the stability of closed loop control system based on its open loop frequency response. Okay, I don't know the closed loop poles. I don't know the knowledge of closed loop poles, but from the open loop frequency response, I am going to find out the stability of closed loop control system. This is the this technique is Nyquist plot or Nyquist stability criterion. So Nyquist plot, it draws only plot. So if you tell whether it is stable, or if you analyze, if you investigate whether it is stable or not, then that technique is known as Nyquist stability criterion. Okay. So it is the plot of magnitude of g of j omega versus angle of g of omega for the specified frequency range. In general, the frequency range is minus infinity to plus infinity. Right. So this is one of the technique to find out the stable or not of a control system. So I will show you the MATLAB commands for Nyquist plot. So there are the different MATLAB commands. So Nyquist, Ni, Ny, Q, U, Ist in bracket SYS. So it draws the Nyquist plot of the LTI model. What is LTI? It stands for linear time invariant. Okay. So I will show you one example for Nyquist also. So I'm coming back to the MATLAB screen or MATLAB window. So hope no doubts. I'm going one way. So CLC clears the screen, clear all, and numerator polynomial I'm defining. This is numerator polynomial is s square plus 5, and the denominator polynomial is s square plus 7s plus 10, and Nyquist n comma d, or you can use SYS also. SYS is equals to PF n comma d. You get the transfer function, and Nyquist SYS. Anyone you can do it. So I'm saving this Nyquist program and running that. So here the transfer function is displayed in the command window, and this is the Nyquist plot. Okay. So anywhere, if you click that, you will get the details. The real axis, imaginary, frequency. And these are encirclements. It is a big topic, little big topic. So this number of encirclements should be 0. Then only there is a one formula, n is equals to p minus z, where p is the number of open loop holes and z is the number of closed loop holes. So this number of encirclements, there is in between -1 comma 0 is there, lies that pole -1 comma 0, which is on the 0 axis. So the number of encirclements is we have to calculate from this Nyquist plot. Then if z is 0, by using this formula, n equals to p minus z. If n, from this plot we can get the n value. And from the given transfer function, we can find out the open loop holes. And by using this formula, n equals to p minus z. So n you know from this plot, and p you know from the given transfer function, and calculate the z value. So in case if the z value is 0, that means there are no closed loop holes located on the left, right side of the S-plane. If z comes 0, right? The conclusion is there are no closed loop holes located on the right hand side of the S-plane. Then the system is stable. In case z is equals to 1 or z equals to 2 means there are 2 closed loop holes located on the right hand side of the S-plane, then it is unstable. Likewise, you can conclude. Okay. And so coming to the disadvantages of transfer function and a method. So all these are all root locus, Bode plot, Nyquist plot. We are investigating the stability of a control system by using the transfer function, right? That is the transfer function approach. So when I define the transfer function, I told the disadvantage. What is that? The 0 initial conditions I am assuming. That is the one of the disadvantage. So I am assuming the initial conditions are 0 for transfer function approach. And the transfer function approach is applied to only single input, single output model, SISO. The transfer function approach we can apply only for single input, single output systems. So when come to the multiple input, multiple output, that is the MI-MO stands. MI-MO stands for multiple input, multiple output. So the transfer function approach is not suited for multiple input and multiple output systems. Okay, these are the disadvantages in transfer function approach. So we can't apply the transfer function approach to the multiple input, multiple output type, or in case if the system is not rest initially, that is the initial conditions are 0. If initial conditions are not 0, we can't apply the transfer function approach. So these are the disadvantages of transfer function approach. So to overcome these disadvantages of transfer function approach, I am going for state space approach. So which is the convenient method to analyze the MI-MO systems or If the system is not rest initially also, we can apply the state space method. So in this method, the analysis is carried out in time domain, like similar to the previous one, by representing in the form of first order differential equation in the matrix form. So here I am showing one example. In general, the MIMO system, which is represented in state space form. Dx by dt, that is x dot first order differentiation, which is equals to ax plus bu, and y is equals to cx plus du, where a, b, c, d, which are the matrices. Okay, where x is the n cross 1 matrix and y is the p cross 1 matrix, u is the m cross 1 matrix. So with that, the dimensions of A matrix is n cross n. It is a square matrix. The A matrix is square matrix, which is named as system matrix. And B is the n cross m, that is input matrix, which is n rows and m columns. Whereas C is P cross n output matrix, P rows and n columns. And finally, D is P cross M, input and output coupling matrix. Okay, this is the state space model. We call it as state space model for multiple input and multiple output. So A, B, C, D are the matrices. So some of the MATLAB commands for state space approach. So SS, which stands for, it creates an empty space, state space object. SYS is equals to SS, ABCD. It creates the continuous time state space model. And ABCD, transfer function to state space. This third line, TF to SS. This command, which converts from transfer function representation to the equivalent state space representation. And similarly, fourth one, it converts state space representation to the equivalent transfer function representation. Okay. And in case if the state space model, if you have, you can find out the root locus Bode plot from that also. If you have state space model, you can find out, you can draw the root locus Bode plot by using this state space model also. So that is R locus ABCD. So, and step response, to find out the step response for the state space in state space. Step of ABCD. ABCD are the matrices. Okay. And to draw the Bode plot for the given LTI model in state space, Bode of A, B, C, D. So I will show you one example for state space approach also in MATLAB. Right. So I am defining the matrices A, B, C, D. A is the square matrix and B is the column matrix here, and C is the row matrix and D is the null matrix. So in case if D is 0, here the D is null matrix. So this is single input, single output system. For the single input, single output system, the D is null matrix. If the D is not null matrix, then we can say it is multiple input, multiple output. That is MIMO system. Okay. So I am creating the state space representation. I am saving this. So running the program. So you can see here the state space model, the equations. So A is matrix 1, 0, 1 minus 1 is given, B, C, D. Likewise, it displayed in the command window. So if you want to type state space model, or if you find out the transfer function from the state space model, A comma B comma C comma D is equals to transfer function to SS, or state space model I have, so state space model to transfer function. So I have A, B, C, D, right? A comma B comma D. So I am converting the state space model to the transfer function. So here in the left hand side, numerator and denominator. So I will put n comma d. N stands for numerator polynomial, denominator polynomial. So I am saving this program and running. So I got the polynomial, right? Numerator polynomial, denominator polynomial. So if you find out the transfer function, I am assigning to the SYS. SYS is equals to TF. TF is a MATLAB command, n comma d. So I got the transfer function also. So first ABCD I given, then it's created the state space model. I am converting the state space model to the transfer function, and then it displayed the transfer function here. Okay. So I hope you all understood. Coming back to the PPT. So these are the some of the textbooks you can refer. These are standard textbooks. So any university you can go, these textbooks are prescribed one. Ajay Nagarat and M. Gopal, which is New Age International Publisher, and Benjamin C. Keogh, the Automatic Control System by author Benjamin C. Keogh, Prentice Hall of India, and Modern Control System, Richard and Robert, and the fourth one, Control System Engineering by Palani, which is Tata McGraw-Hill Publishers. Fifth one, Control System by N.K. Sinha, New Age International Publisher. And 6, 7, 8 are Control System using MATLAB. The 6, 7, 8 textbooks are, last 3 are Control System using MATLAB. Okay. And some of the MOOC courses, massive open online courses, and NPTEL, Control System by Professor C.S. Shankar Ram. And to familiarize for MATLAB and Simulink, the MathWorks is providing. See, MathWorks is the company which is given the MATLAB tool is given. So the MathWorks is provided 2 courses which are free. Anyone can register and you can familiarize MATLAB and Simulink. So MATLAB on-ramp, which is a free MOOC course available in the MathWorks website. The link is provided here. And similarly, you can learn Simulink. Simulink is MATLAB is a programming language, like test-based programming language. Whereas in Simulink, it is not test-based one. It's consisting of blocks. So you can build that blocks and do the simulation. Based upon your application, you can build the blocks in the Simulink. All the toolbox available in the Simulink. Different like control system toolbox available, power electronics available, power system available, like digital signal processing available, image processing available. All these specific toolboxes available. So if you go to the particular toolbox, there you can get the blocks and build that blocks as per your requirement, and you can simulate. So this MathWorks provided this Simulink free course also. Open this, first you have to register with the MathWorks, and then open that URL Simulink on-ramp or MATLAB on-ramp, and then You can assign to the, you can register for the course. You can complete within 2 to 3 hours also. It is up to you. There are some modules are available in these MOOC courses. You can complete. It is a easy one. It is up to you. You can complete in 2 to 3 hours or 1 day also. It is up to you. Yes, I end my presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you for patient listening. If you have any doubts or queries, you can ask.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable information.
Yes,
And
sir.
I hope many students and participants will have got a very brief idea about how to use MATLAB for control system.
Yes,
And
sir.
I request students to post your queries in the chat box so that we can take it to the speaker.